Welcome back to Orlando, Ellen.
Thank you. I apologize. If I had my glasses off, I'd be squinting because my eyes are too sensitive for light. I don't mean to be rude, so I'm
just
sure
showing
nobody
you. In Tampa minds.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, we have a list of questions that we ask very important people and newsmakers to try to get some insight into their personality. So I'm going to ask you a few of those if you don't mind.
Well, I like that I'm important. Yes,
you are a very important person. Okay, what is your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, that's hard. A favorite movie of all time?
Yes. You got to have one that just, you know, you've watched 13 times or 14 times.
I've seen World According to Garp a lot.
And why is that? Why
I don't know. I just think it's a beautiful story, and it's. Have you seen it?
No, and now I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, you'll have to see that. Out of Africa?
Robin Williams is in that, though, right? I love him.
Yeah. World According to Garp is really, really good.
Okay.
Out of Africa is really, really good.
Right. What about your favorite song? I know you're into music now, so you have to have a favorite song.
I can't pick a favorite song.
Okay, songs that...
I mean, favorite song.
Right. What about songs that stick in your head for certain reasons? Maybe high school. What kind of music?
Right now, I have an unfortunate song stuck in my head.
Which is?
I don't know if it's aired yet. We played a tape of a family dancing and singing a song that was Ain't Gonna Pee Pee My Bed Tonight. And it's stuck in my head, unfortunately.
Can I find that on YouTube? We'll
find it on go to our website.
Go to your website?
Has that aired yet, Mary? If it hasn't,
now these
it airs Monday or something.
They're not singers then, right? They're just...
Yeah, it's a family.
It's a family?
It aired yesterday, so you can go to our website, and I played it for Portia when I got home.
And she liked it?
She's angry at me because it's a song that gets stuck in your head and you cannot get it out of your head.
Unusual title.
It's a family. I think it's an old videotape from like 1984 in Spain or something.
You always seem to find that unique, fun stuff for your show.
We have a good department that finds some interesting YouTube stuff.
That's great. So, who was your mentor? I mean, who inspired you to do all this great stuff?
You know, I think I didn't really have somebody that I looked at and said, I want to be like that person, which is fine, because I think that not everybody needs to follow in someone else's footsteps. So I think that's, just because something doesn't exist doesn't mean it won't exist.
Right.
I didn't have someone that I looked at and thought, that's exactly who I am. But I did like Carol Burnett, I did like, you know, Lucille Ball, I liked Marlo Thomas, I liked, you know, strong women, Martina Navratilova, Chrissy Everett. I mean, I noticed that there were women that were very successful and powerful, and
kind of first in their genre almost.
Yeah.
Carving away.
And I thought, being a comedian, I didn't really have a female comedian that I looked at, because I wasn't like Joan Rivers. I wasn't like, you know, anybody that was that style. So, but I liked Woody Allen, I liked Steve Martin, and as far as current day, Oprah, I learn a whole lot. I continue to learn from Oprah. Before Oprah, I thought you only used one fork for everything, but I had dinner with her and there's two forks. Did you know that?
I learned that now.
Yeah. So but Oprah's pretty amazing.
So everyone, I guess, probably got to know you on television or maybe on the comedy circuit, but they may want to know, what was your first job? What did you do?
My very first job, I was like 15 years old, and I worked at a car wash. I was one of those people that got in the car when the car came through and wiped the inside and hoped to get $1 and hoped to get a good car, because you know you'd get $1. I worked at a car wash. I babysat. And then after that, I was like, I painted houses. I sold vacuums.
Did you fantasize at that time about, okay, I'm not going to sell vacuums forever. I'd really like to be, I don't know, a comedian or a star or a rock star or...
No, I didn't. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't grow up going, I want to do this. I had no idea. And I was funny, but I wasn't like, I didn't think, oh, I'm funny and I'm going to be funny for money.
Right.
Which rhymed. I could have been a rapper.
Did you fall into this then, or what was that first
kind of, yeah.
big break?
It's kind of a long story, but it's... but I kind of fell into it, but I don't think you fall into anything. I think if you make the right choices and you know, the path is going to keep appearing, depending on if you choose it then you're on the path, and if you don't, it's going to appear at another time in your life, and eventually you get on it, and everything leads to where you're supposed to be ultimately, if you keep being open and fearless, which I think I had to be fearless to get into this position.
Well, I've interviewed you a number of times, and people always ask me, I say, you know, the one thing that I like the most about Ellen is she seems very comfortable in her own skin. I mean, you just seem very relaxed and just, you know, at ease, and just yourself. But if there was one thing you could change about yourself, would you let us in and tell us what that is?
I'd probably change my skin. I'm not comfortable in it. I just don't. No.
Dun-dun-dun.
No. That's a tough one. What would I change?
There's got to be something, right? Everyone wants to change one thing.
There's really not. If I changed one thing, I would be a different person. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, of course I look at things and I go, oh, if I only, but I believe that every single thing about us, and if there's something that I could change, then I should change it. And if
Right.
there's something I can't change, then I shouldn't obsess on it. So if there's something that I think about enough, and there's things that I've wanted to change about myself, and I have changed them. But I think I wouldn't change anything because it's what makes me who I am.
Did it take you a while to get that way, or have you always
Yeah.
kind of been that way?
No, it's taken me a long time. I mean, you would think that looking back on doing stand-up and being
Right.
a girl by herself traveling around doing that is a pretty brave thing to do, and it was brave, but I still cared tremendously about what other people thought. And it wasn't until I finally decided to really live my life honestly and openly and come out that I decided that I have to just I'm not living my life for anyone else but me. I have to live my life. And if it doesn't work for somebody else, then they're probably not going to like me.
Right.
And why be false with somebody? So they're either going to accept me or not. So I think it took me a while to get to that point. But I think a lot of people live that way, and it's got nothing to do with, it's just everybody has something about them. They think, oh, if they knew this, they wouldn't like me.
Right.
And I don't
And you
think
have
that's
to
any
let
way to
go.
live. You have to be yourself and not live for your family or for somebody else, or you just have to live for your, self.
Do you consider that to be then your greatest success, or what do you consider to be your greatest success in life?
Well, there's so many different definitions of success. I mean, I define it with being rich and famous and powerful. So I think that's
Somehow I don't believe
my
that's
greatest
true.
my greatest successes. My greatest successes is that I actually got to a place where I feel that I am perfect the way I am, and I am enough. And if I can be better than I was yesterday, that's all I can do in life, is to try to be a better person and to be a kind person, and to hope to use this platform for inspiration for other people and compassion, because we need that in the world right now. We need a lot of kindness and gentle compassion, because there's a lot of horrible things going on.
I agree. Okay, this question is kind of coming out of left field, but I just love it because I think it tells you a lot about people. If you could have dinner with two people, one living and one dead.
Well, the dead person's going to be boring.
Right.
I'll tell you that.
If they were still alive.
I mean, to have a dead person sitting at a dinner table is disgusting.
No
really.
conversation, right?
Linda, I think it's disgusting. But if you want me to have a dead person, okay, so there's one dead person.
Let's say they could talk.
Are they slumped over or are they lean back? How are they
Let's
seated?
say, I don't know, they're
laying down?
ghosts, they can come back
Are
and
they
talk
in
to
the
you.
chair? Have I put them in the chair?
Let's put them there.
Is there food in front of them? Why are they at a dinner table?
Because you want them there.
All right,
You
so
got something to ask them.
There's a dead person at a dinner table, and he's slumped over.
You could push him back.
Push him back, okay.
Ask him.
And then there's a living person?
Yes. In other words, who are the people that fascinate you?
I'd have a doctor to make sure that they were dead to try to help them.
Or resuscitate
Yes.
them, maybe, right?
I would have Portia, because if I only have one living person, it's going to be Portia, because
Wow, that's a compliment.
she makes me laugh, she makes me happy, and she feeds me. I don't cut up my own food.
Is she a good cook?
She's a good cook.
Yeah?
She's a great cook. And she cuts my food up in little tiny pieces and does the airplane thing, and it's great. So,
That I want to see.
Yeah.
If you could have a different career other than what you're doing now, let's say sometimes people reach a certain age and they're like, okay, I've reached the pinnacle, I'm the top of what I'm doing. Is she waving to you over there?
No, I'm telling Patty I don't need that.
Oh, okay.
Patty, I don't need that.
What would your other career be? What else could you do?
What other career would I do?
Can you play an instrument? Can you tap dance?
I can do, you would not believe the things I can do. I do amazing things. What would I do? Well, I love doing what I do. I mean, this is the greatest job in the world. But I love animals. So maybe I would have a talk show for animals. I would just talk to animals, and I would pet them all day long. I would work with animals in some way, but I love music too, because I started my record label, and I love music, so I'd probably do a little bit of that. And I also I have a huge passion for architecture and design and stuff like that, so I might do something with that.
One last question on the subject of animals. This is a Facebook viewer question, because we have a lot of questions coming in from Facebook from Shelley Mills. Thank you, Shelley. I'd like to know how involved she and Portia are with a charity called the Gentle Barn in California. Looks like an awesome place, but nowadays it's important to ask questions before you start donating charitable funds.
That's right. Well, and you should ask questions. It's an awesome place. It looks that way because it is awesome, and they do a lot of good. And they also, there's a lot of underprivileged kids that go and hang out with the animals and have been in abusive situations and are with animals that have been in abusive situations, so it helps them.
They help each other.
It helps the animals help the kids, so it's a great thing for kids to go to. And it's great that because they have all these animals, they were staying in our guest room before we sent them over to the dental barn. So yeah, you should always, because there's a lot of places that'll just take your money and not do the right thing for it. But you should go to our website, and you can go to the dental barn and check it out yourself. But please donate to them, because they're an amazing family that do this out of the kindness of their hearts, and we need people like that.
Ellen, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much.